It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Marcus Aurelius. Everything you think you know about a good life might be wrong. This isn't your typical self-help advice. This is raw, unfiltered Stoic wisdom that will shake your core beliefs. You've been sold illusions about happiness, success, and love, dreams that keep you chasing after superficial goals, while the real essence of life slips away. We are more connected than ever, but feel more isolated and lost. Is this really what life is supposed to be? An endless chase for things that don't truly matter? It's time to break free from these illusions and face some hard truths. These 10 modern Stoicism lessons will challenge you and force you to rethink everything you know. If you're ready to step into discomfort and embrace growth, you're in the right place. This journey isn't easy, but it's the wake-up call you've been waiting for. Let's dive in. Number 1. Your comfort zone is your coffin. Stepping out of your comfort zone isn't just a cliché. It's the essence of growth, the secret behind every great success story. Modern Stoicism teaches us that comfort can be the slow poison that numbs our ambitions and traps us in a cycle of mediocrity. It's like a cozy prison that lulls us into complacency, whispering in our ear that everything is fine, just as it is. But here's the cold, hard truth. Your comfort zone is where dreams go to die, where your true potential lies buried under the weight of fear and inertia. Think about your own life for a moment. How many times have you settled for a job that pays the bills but leaves your soul yearning for more? How often have you stayed in relationships that you know are toxic, simply because the thought of change is too daunting? We all have these moments when the comfort of the known outweighs the fear of the unknown. But what if that comfort is actually holding you back? What if it's the very thing standing between you and a life of purpose and fulfillment? Comfort is seductive. It convinces you that you've earned the right to take it easy, to play it safe. But while you're busy avoiding discomfort, you're also avoiding the very experiences that could shape you into the person you're meant to be. Look at the people who truly inspire you. Athletes pushing their physical limits, artists pouring their souls into their craft, entrepreneurs risking everything for an idea. None of them got to where they are by staying in their comfort zones. They faced the unknown head-on, embracing failure and using it as a stepping stone to greatness. That's the essence of modern Stoicism, understanding that true growth happens when you step out of the familiar and confront the challenges that lie ahead. The comfort zone is the enemy of an iron mind, a mindset that is unbreakable, resilient, and ever-growing. Let me share a story with you. A friend of mine, let's call him Mark, had what many would consider a great life. He had a high-paying job, a nice apartment, and a comfortable routine. But every day he felt a gnawing emptiness, a sense that he was meant for something more. He had always dreamed of starting his own business, but the fear of leaving his comfort zone was paralyzing. One day, after yet another monotonous day at work, he decided he'd had enough. Without a clear plan or even a safety net, he quit his job. The next few months were some of the hardest of his life. He faced financial uncertainty, self-doubt, and countless setbacks. But in those moments of discomfort, he discovered something incredible: resilience, creativity, and a passion he never knew he had. Today, Mark runs a successful business that not only fulfills him, but also impacts the lives of others. His journey wasn't easy, but it was the discomfort that forced him to grow, to become the person he was always meant to be. The truth is, every step you take outside your comfort zone is a step towards your true self. It's a journey into the unknown, yes, but it's also a journey toward finding out what you're truly capable of. Embracing discomfort doesn't mean you have to make drastic changes all at once. Start small. Take a cold shower. Speak up in a meeting. Approach someone you've been admiring from a distance. These small acts of courage build up over time, strengthening your resolve and expanding your comfort zone bit by bit. Modern Stoicism teaches us that growth and discomfort go hand in hand. It's in those uncomfortable, challenging moments that we find our true strength, our deepest wisdom, and our most authentic selves. Think about this the next time you're faced with a choice between the easy path and the one that scares you. It's time to break free from the comfort zone that acts as your coffin, slowly suffocating your potential. Start living a life that matters, a life that challenges you, a life that makes you grow. Remember, the most profound growth in life often comes from the moments that challenge us the most. Don't let the fear of discomfort rob you of the life you deserve. You have the power to shape your destiny, to embrace the unknown, and to turn discomfort into the fuel for your journey. This is the essence of modern Stoicism. Number 2, expectation is the root of misery. We all carry expectations with us, of others, of ourselves, and of life. We expect friends to be by our side no matter what, for our careers to steadily climb upward, and for relationships to provide us with unwavering fulfillment. We imagine life unfolding neatly according to our plans, but here's a harsh truth rooted in Stoic principles. Expectation is the root of misery. Every time you set a high expectation, you create a gap between reality and your desires, and it's in that gap that disappointment and suffering take root. That sting of disappointment, it's the direct result of unmet expectations. We build these scenarios in our minds, expecting life to play along. But when reality deviates, we're left feeling hurt, angry, and sometimes even resentful. By setting ourselves up with high expectations, we're not preparing for success. We're setting ourselves up for a cycle of frustration. The world doesn't owe us anything. The sooner we accept this Stoic rule, the closer we get to finding peace. Let me share a personal story that brings this lesson to life. For years, I had my career path meticulously mapped out. I had the ambition, the drive, and I was certain that if I worked hard enough, everything would fall into place. Promotions would come, opportunities would knock, and my journey would be a straight climb to the top. But life had other plans. Despite my efforts, the promotions didn't come. Opportunities that seemed within reach slipped away, and I was left feeling bitter, defeated, and wondering where I went wrong. It wasn't until I stumbled upon Stoic principles that I realized the true issue wasn't with the world. It was with my expectations. I was so fixated on a specific outcome that I failed to appreciate the journey I was on. By lowering my expectations, by learning to accept life as it is rather than how I wished it to be, I found a sense of peace and contentment. It wasn't an easy lesson, but it was life-changing. We expect our partner to always understand us without words, our friends to always be available, and our careers to always go up, never sideways or down. But Stoic rules remind us that life is unpredictable, and the only thing we can truly control is our response to it. By lowering your expectations, you open yourself up to the beauty of what is, rather than being constantly disappointed by what isn't. This doesn't mean you give up on goals or stop dreaming big. Instead, it means you learn to appreciate the journey, to find contentment in the process rather than the outcome. It's about understanding that sometimes things won't go your way, and that's okay. Lowering your expectations doesn't mean expecting the worst. It means accepting that not everything will go according to plan and finding peace in that acceptance. By embracing this Stoic principle, you can shift your mindset from one of constant wanting to one of gratitude and acceptance. You can start to appreciate the present moment, recognizing that it's enough just as it is. Life will always have its ups and downs, but by lowering your expectations, you gain the power to navigate it with a steady heart and a clear mind. Remember, the world doesn't owe you anything, and that's a freeing realization. The sooner you release yourself from the chains of expectation, the sooner you'll find a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. This is a core aspect of Stoic rules, and a step toward living a life grounded in reality, rather than lost in the pursuit of what might have been. Number 3. Friends are not forever. One of the hardest lessons in life is understanding that friendships, much like everything else, are impermanent. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." This principle rings especially true when it comes to the relationships we hold dear. From a young age, we're fed the notion that true friends stick by you through thick and thin, that friendships are unbreakable bonds meant to last a lifetime. But the reality is, people change, circumstances shift, and that's not just okay, it's a natural part of life. Expecting friendships to remain unchanged is to set ourselves up for disappointment and heartache. Take a moment to reflect on your own journey. How many of your childhood friends, high school buddies, or even college mates are still actively part of your life? Chances are many have drifted away, not out of malice or failure, but because life has a way of leading us down different paths. As we grow and evolve, our relationships do too. This evolution isn't necessarily a negative thing. It's simply a part of life's natural order. The Stoic lessons teach us that clinging to the past or to an idealized version of our relationships only causes suffering. As Marcus Aurelius also observed, everything that happens, happens as it should, and if you observe carefully, you will find this to be so. So why then do we place such immense pressure on ourselves and our friends to maintain a level of closeness that might no longer fit with who we've become? I recall a dear friend from my college days, someone I was inseparable from. We shared dreams, fears, and countless late-night conversations about our futures. But as we transitioned into the working world, our paths naturally diverged. He moved to another city, got married, and our lives became very different stories. Initially, I felt a deep sense of loss, as if a part of my life had suddenly vanished. But over time, I realized that our friendship had served its purpose for that season of our lives. It was a beautiful chapter, and its conclusion didn't diminish its value. This realization brought a sense of peace and understanding that all relationships, in their own time, come and go. The key lies in how we deal with this impermanence. Stoicism encourages us to embrace change rather than resist it. We can start by truly cherishing the moments we have with our friends now. Appreciate the laughter, the shared experiences, the support. Understand that it's entirely natural for friendships to change and evolve, and when they do fade, it doesn't mean they were failures. It simply means that chapter has ended, making way for new connections and experiences. Instead of measuring the success of a friendship by its duration, consider the depth and impact it had on your life. Would you rather have a handful of deep, meaningful relationships or a vast network of acquaintances that barely scratch the surface? We often hold on to relationships out of habit or fear of being alone, but sometimes the most courageous thing you can do is to recognize when it's time to let go. This doesn't mean cutting ties abruptly or without cause, but acknowledging that people grow in different directions and that it's okay to release someone with gratitude for the role they played in your journey. By doing so, you free yourself from the burden of clinging and open yourself up to the beauty of each moment, each new connection that life brings your way. It's also essential to remember that while friendships are fleeting, the relationship you have with yourself is the one constant in your life. Cultivate a nurturing and supportive relationship with yourself. Be your own best friend, someone who is there for you through every high and low. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This Stoic principle applies to how we view our friendships as well. By changing our mindset and embracing the impermanence of friendships, we allow ourselves to see the transient nature of relationships as a series of gifts rather than losses. Enjoy the laughter, the conversations, the shared experiences, without worrying about where the friendship is headed. When a friendship seems to be fading, don't view it as a failure. See it as a chapter that has come to a natural end, making way for new experiences. And remember, life is a series of comings and goings. Each person you meet adds something valuable to your journey. As we navigate these transitions, we can do so with grace and a deep understanding that every connection has its season and purpose. In the end, accepting the impermanence of friendships is liberating. It allows us to cherish each moment without the weight of unrealistic expectations. It opens us up to the possibility of new relationships and the growth they bring. And most importantly, it reminds us that the one friendship we must continually nurture and rely on is the one we have with ourselves. So, embrace the flow of life, let friendships come and go, and appreciate the unique role each one plays in your personal journey. By adopting this Stoic approach, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and instead find peace in the ever-changing nature of life and relationships. This is how we live in accordance with the teachings of Stoicism, learning to let go and letting life flow. Which Stoic principle resonates with you the most? Type, control what you can. If focusing on your own actions has made a difference in your life. Number 4. Patience is power. Let's dive into the idea of patience. We live in an age where everything is expected to be immediate, instant success, immediate happiness, and quick fixes to every problem. Society pushes us towards a mindset where waiting is seen as a waste of time, where the faster we achieve, the better. But here's a crucial truth rooted in modern Stoicism. Patience is power. True power lies not in how quickly you can get something, but in your ability to wait, to persist, and to endure. This is one of the Stoic secrets to developing an iron mind, one that isn't swayed by the tides of instant gratification. Consider how we've been conditioned to believe that speed equates to success. The faster we climb the corporate ladder, the quicker we achieve personal milestones, the better. Yet, if you look closely at some of the greatest achievements in history, they were not products of haste. They were results of careful planning, persistence, and the power of patience. Nature itself provides the best examples of this truth. Think about the growth of a tree. It doesn't sprout into a full-grown giant overnight. It takes years of enduring seasons, of standing firm through storms and basking in sunlight, to become something majestic and strong. Or consider how rivers carve out valleys, not in days or weeks, but over centuries. The most profound and beautiful things in life take time to develop, reminding us that rushing is often counterproductive to achieving something truly meaningful. In my own life, I had to learn this the hard way. There was a time when I was caught in the whirlwind of wanting everything immediately: success in my career, fulfillment in my relationships, and clarity in my purpose. I wanted the results without giving the process its due time, and every time I rushed, I stumbled. It wasn't until I started embracing patience that I began to see real progress. I learned to trust the process, to understand that true growth, whether in career, personal development, or relationships, takes time. This journey taught me that every step, every small victory, and even every setback was part of the larger picture. Patience allowed me to let go of the need for immediate results and instead focus on the steady progress that comes with perseverance. Start by setting realistic expectations. Understand that meaningful achievements, whether it's building a successful career, nurturing a loving relationship, or pursuing personal growth, require time and effort. Practice mindfulness and be present in the moment, rather than constantly looking ahead to the next big thing. When you face challenges, remind yourself that perseverance is key. Patience isn't about passively waiting. It's an active, deliberate choice to stay the course, to continue moving forward even when progress seems slow or when the path ahead is unclear. Moreover, patience also means being kind to yourself. Modern Stoicism teaches us that self-compassion is just as important as patience with external circumstances. Don't rush your personal growth or healing. Allow yourself the time you need to evolve. Celebrate the small victories along the way and understand that setbacks are an inevitable part of the journey. They are not roadblocks, but learning experiences that help shape your path. Patience with yourself means accepting where you are right now while keeping an eye on where you want to be without the pressure of getting there overnight. Think about how often we lose our peace and focus because we're in a hurry to get somewhere, to achieve something. We look at others who seem to have it all together and wonder why we're not there yet. The obstacles we face are not there to frustrate us, but to teach us patience and resilience. They shape our character and fortify our resolve. When we embrace patience, we find a quiet strength within ourselves, a strength that keeps us going when everything else tells us to give up. This inner peace comes from knowing that time is on our side, that the journey we are on is just as important as the destination. Patience is a superpower, especially in a world obsessed with instant results. It allows you to navigate life's challenges with grace and wisdom, to remain steady in the face of adversity. By practicing patience, you harness the true power to shape your destiny. You learn that patience isn't just about waiting, it's about enduring with purpose, understanding that every step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to where you want to be. Embrace it, and you unlock your full potential, becoming more resilient, more focused, and ultimately more successful in whatever you pursue. As we've journeyed through these Stoic lessons today, each one challenges us to look at life from a different perspective, to question what we've been taught, and to find strength in places we never thought to look. They push us to grow, to evolve, and to live more authentically. Life is not meant to be easy or comfortable all the time. It's a series of trials, triumphs, and transformations. Each of these lessons serves as a compass, guiding us through the complexities of existence. They're not here to make us feel good. They're here to provoke thought, spark change, and inspire resilience. Remember, it's okay to struggle. It's okay to feel lost at times. The path to wisdom and fulfillment is not a straight line. It's a winding road filled with unexpected turns. Embrace the journey with all its imperfections. Let go of the need for control and perfection. Allow yourself the grace to grow at your own pace. Look around you. The world is full of people just like you, navigating their own challenges, learning their own lessons. You are not alone in this journey. Draw strength from the shared human experience. Connect with others, but also find peace within yourself. In doing so, you embody the principles of modern Stoicism, building an iron mind that understands the true power of patience and the value of enduring with purpose. Number 5. Stop chasing love. Let's take a moment to discuss love, something we often feel the need to chase, as if it's a prize waiting for us at the end of a relentless pursuit. Society constantly bombards us with the idea that we must actively seek love, that it's out there waiting to be captured like a wild animal. We're taught that finding love is about searching, about changing ourselves to fit into someone else's ideal. But here's a thought that might sound controversial. Stop chasing love. One of the core Stoic principles is to focus on what we can control, and love is not one of those things. Love isn't something you find by searching. It finds you when you're immersed in living your best life, when you're being true to who you are and following your own path. When we become consumed with the quest for love, we often compromise our values, settle for less than we deserve, and lose sight of who we truly are. We start thinking that love is something we need to complete us, to make us whole, and that without it, we're somehow lacking. But Stoic rules remind us that we should be self-sufficient, that we should find contentment within ourselves. Love is not a destination you arrive at. It's a journey that happens organically, often when you least expect it. It's when you're busy pursuing your passions, chasing your dreams, and being your authentic self that true love finds its way into your life. I've been in that place before, thinking I needed to find love to feel complete. I went on countless dates, constantly trying to shape myself into what I thought others wanted. But all it brought me was a hollow sense of inadequacy. It was like I was trying to fill a void that couldn't be filled by someone else. It wasn't until I stopped chasing love and turned my focus inward on my own growth and happiness that things began to change. I invested time in myself, in the things that made me happy. I pursued hobbies, cultivated friendships, and surrounded myself with positive influences. And that's when it happened. Love found me. It came when I was least expecting it, when I was too busy enjoying my life to go looking for it. Surround yourself with people who uplift you and bring out the best in you. When you're genuinely happy and fulfilled on your own, you radiate a kind of confidence and joy that naturally attracts others. It's not about playing games or trying to be someone you're not. It's about being so comfortable and happy in your own skin that others are drawn to you. Focus on building meaningful connections rather than chasing romantic prospects. Engage with people who share your interests and values, those with whom you can build a deep, genuine connection. Let relationships develop organically, without the pressure of an end goal in mind. Remember, love is not a checklist or a series of boxes to be ticked off. It's a profound connection that grows over time, often in the moments when you're not actively seeking it. This is one of those Stoic rules that is crucial to remember. Control what you can and let go of what you cannot. You can't force love or make it happen on your timeline. Love will come when it's ready, and it will be a beautiful addition to an already fulfilling life. If you're constantly on the lookout, constantly searching, you're not living in the present. You're not enjoying the journey of life and the experiences it has to offer. The more you chase love, the more it eludes you, like trying to grasp water with your hands. Love is not a goal to be achieved. It's a gift to be received. Live your life with passion, with purpose, and love will find its way to you in its own time. When you stop looking for it and start living, you create the space for love to enter your life naturally, without force or pretense. Think about the words of Epictetus, a great Stoic philosopher who said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This means becoming the person you want to be first, focusing on your growth, your journey. When you embody your true self and live in alignment with your values, the right people, including the right romantic partners, are drawn to you. So, instead of chasing love, chase your own growth, your own happiness. Love will come as a byproduct of the life you're living. Let go of the need to find love. Instead, focus on living your best life. Cultivate self-love and self-respect. Pursue the things that make you come alive. Build a life that you're excited about. And in doing so, You'll attract the kind of love that complements your journey rather than defines it. Remember this: love is not something you seek out. It's something that finds you when you're living fully and authentically. Stop chasing love and start living. Let the Stoic principles guide you to a place where you are enough on your own, and watch as love finds you in the most unexpected and beautiful ways. Number 6. The majority is often wrong. Let's delve into the idea of conformity and the pressure society places on us to follow the crowd. It's easy to believe that what the majority thinks must be right, but Marcus Aurelius reminds us in his Meditations, the object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. This Stoic lesson is crucial in today's world, where popular opinions can often drown out individual reasoning. The truth is, just because a belief is widely accepted doesn't make it inherently true. Throughout history, the majority has been wrong on countless occasions. People once believed the earth was flat, witch hunts were conducted under the guise of justice, and slavery was widely accepted. These are stark reminders that popular opinion is not a reliable measure of truth. Why do we feel compelled to follow the majority? The answer often lies in fear. Fear of being different, fear of standing alone, fear of ridicule. As social beings, we have an inherent desire to belong, to fit in, but Stoic principles teach us the importance of questioning the status quo. It takes true wisdom to challenge accepted norms, to think critically about the world around us, and not to let the fear of standing out deter us from seeking the truth. The path to wisdom, according to Stoicism, involves questioning everything and not merely accepting what is presented to us. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." This means living out the courage to stand apart, to think differently, and to be willing to go against the grain when necessary. I learned this lesson early in life. Growing up, I often questioned the norms and beliefs that everyone else seemed to accept without hesitation. It wasn't easy. I was frequently labeled as difficult or rebellious. But the more I questioned, the more I realized that many of the so-called truths people held on to were merely convenient lies or misconceptions. This journey of questioning and seeking my own path led me to a more authentic and fulfilling life. It allowed me to understand that wisdom doesn't come from blind acceptance, but from critical thinking and the courage to see things as they truly are, even when it's uncomfortable or unpopular. Start by educating yourself. Read widely and from diverse sources. In the age of the internet, information is abundant, but not all of it is accurate. When confronted with a popular opinion, ask yourself critical questions. Does this make sense? Is there solid evidence to back this up? Who stands to benefit from this belief being widespread? This practice of questioning helps you avoid being swayed by the majority without understanding the deeper truths. Remember, the Stoic pursuit of knowledge is about seeking truth, not just comfort. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to think critically, who encourage you to look beyond the surface. Engaging in conversations with those who have different perspectives can be incredibly enriching. It's through these interactions that we grow and refine our understanding of the world. Don't shy away from changing your mind when presented with new evidence. In fact, doing so is a sign of strength, not weakness. Marcus Aurelius said, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth, which never harmed anyone." The harm is to persist in one's own self-deception and ignorance. Being willing to stand alone in a sea of conformity is no easy task. It takes a certain level of courage to be the voice of reason, to go against the tide, especially when it's easier and more comfortable to blend in with the crowd. But it's through these acts of courage that progress is made, that society evolves, and that we, as individuals, find our own truth. Following the crowd can lead you astray, can steer you away from your own values and understanding of what is right. It's essential to seek your own path, guided by critical thinking and a relentless pursuit of truth. In today's world, this lesson is more relevant than ever. We live in an era where information is at our fingertips, but so is misinformation. It's easy to be swept up in the current of popular opinion, to accept what is being presented without taking the time to question it. But Stoic principles remind us that we must be vigilant, that we must think for ourselves. The majority is often wrong, but you don't have to be. You have the power to question, to challenge, and to think independently. As you navigate the complexities of life, remember this Stoic lesson. Don't be afraid to stand alone if it means standing for what you believe is right. In doing so, you embrace the true path to wisdom, one that is not defined by the majority, but by a deeper understanding of the world and yourself. Remember that the pursuit of truth is a personal journey, and it's okay if it means going against the grain. The courage to think for yourself, to question popular opinions, is a strength that will guide you to live a life of authenticity and purpose. Number 7. Sacrifice is essential. In a world that constantly screams at us to prioritize comfort, convenience, and instant gratification, the idea of sacrifice seems almost archaic. We are led to believe that we can have it all, that the path to success is lined with ease and minimal effort. But here's the stark, unfiltered truth. Nothing worth having comes without sacrifice. You must be willing to give up something valuable to achieve your goals. Modern Stoicism teaches us this fundamental principle, that to gain something truly meaningful, we must make room for it by letting go of what holds us back. Think back to the most significant achievements in your life. Did they come easily, or did they demand tough choices, pushing you to part with something you held dear? The reality is that sacrifice is the price we pay for greatness. It's the currency with which we purchase our dreams. But here's the thing, sacrifice isn't about loss. It's about making room for something greater. When you choose to sacrifice your time, your comfort, or your resources, you're not just giving up something. You're investing in a future that holds more value than your present convenience. This is a secret of modern Stoicism, the iron mind that understands the value of prioritization over immediate gratification. Let me share a story from my own life that brings this lesson to light. I once had a stable job with a good salary and a comfortable lifestyle. On the surface, it seemed like I had everything figured out. But deep down, I felt an emptiness, a nagging sense that I wasn't living up to my true potential. My passion was in writing, but pursuing that meant stepping into the unknown. It meant quitting my job, sacrificing financial security, social status, and a predictable future. The decision was one of the hardest I've ever made, and I won't lie, it was terrifying. But taking that leap, making that sacrifice, led me to a path of true fulfillment and purpose. It wasn't an easy journey. It was riddled with challenges and uncertainties. Yet each sacrifice I made became a stepping stone toward a life that felt authentically mine. If you aspire to build a successful career, you might need to sacrifice leisure time, sleep, or even certain relationships. If your goal is to become healthier and fitter, it might mean giving up indulgent foods or lazy weekends. Sacrifice is not about deprivation. It's about prioritization. It's about focusing your energy and resources on what truly matters to you. It's about delaying gratification for a greater reward. And here's the irony. By giving up what feels comfortable now, you gain something far more valuable in the long run. It's a Stoic secret that by willingly sacrificing what is of lesser value, we create space for something of greater significance. Think about the concept of the iron mind. An iron mind doesn't crumble under the weight of sacrifice. It sees it as a necessary step toward achieving greatness. Modern Stoicism teaches us to embrace discomfort, to see beyond the immediate pain and recognize the potential it unlocks. The act of sacrificing something you cherish today can lead to the fulfillment of a dream tomorrow. It might mean working late nights, missing out on social events, or enduring temporary hardships. But every sacrifice is a step toward your ultimate goal, a deliberate choice to invest in the future you desire. Consider the example of Marcus Aurelius, who once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This power over our own minds includes the ability to choose sacrifice, to prioritize our long-term vision over short-term comforts. It's not about seeking pain or discomfort for its own sake. It's about understanding that the path to a meaningful life often requires us to let go of what is holding us back. The pain of sacrifice is temporary, but the rewards can be profound and lasting. The Stoic secrets remind us that every meaningful change requires us to give up something. It's not easy, but it's necessary. And as you start making these sacrifices, you begin to see life unfold in ways you never imagined. You start realizing that the things you were afraid to let go of were the very things holding you back. In the end, sacrifice is essential. It's the foundation upon which all great achievements are built. By embracing it, you come to understand that the pain of sacrifice is not a loss, but a gain. It's the process of transforming your dreams into reality, of creating a life that is aligned with your true values and aspirations. This is modern Stoicism in action, living a life of purpose, of discipline, and of unwavering commitment to what truly matters. So, what are you willing to sacrifice today for the life you want tomorrow? Remember, the most rewarding paths are often the hardest to walk, but it's through these sacrifices that we build an iron mind capable of achieving greatness. Embrace the power of sacrifice and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. This is the key to a life of true fulfillment and success. Number 8. Control what you can, accept what you can't. One of the most profound lessons in modern Stoicism is learning to distinguish between what we can control and what we can't. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, eloquently states, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This principle is a guiding beacon, especially in today's world, where we're constantly confronted with circumstances beyond our control, whether it's the unpredictable nature of the economy, the actions of others, or sudden life changes. Our natural instinct is to stress and worry about these external factors, to try and control them, which often leads to nothing but frustration and anxiety. But the truth is, by focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, and our responses, we reclaim our power and can navigate life with a calm and resilient mind. Now, how can you apply this lesson to your life? Start by identifying the sources of stress or anxiety in your daily routine. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If it's not, practice the art of letting go. This isn't about ignoring problems or being passive, but rather about redirecting your energy towards the things you can influence. Focus on your mindset, your actions, and your decisions. By doing this, you release yourself from the futile task of trying to control the uncontrollable and instead empower yourself to make meaningful changes where you can. It's about recognizing that the only true control we have is over ourselves. How we think, how we act, and how we react. This acceptance is not just liberating, it's a key to living a life rooted in modern Stoicism. We worry about what others think of us, stress over the unpredictability of the future, and exhaust ourselves trying to manage every possible outcome. But what if, instead, we channeled that energy into mastering our own responses? What if we focused on cultivating a mindset that remains steady in the face of life's ups and downs? This shift in focus can transform the way we experience the world. Instead of being at the mercy of external events, we become the architects of our own inner peace. This is what it means to have an iron mind, being so centered in your own values and actions that the chaos around you has little power to disturb your calm. It's not about pretending external events don't matter. It's about acknowledging their presence without letting them dictate your state of mind. When you focus on what you can control, you start to see obstacles as opportunities to practice patience, resilience, and wisdom. You learn to navigate challenges with grace because you're no longer trying to fight the tide, but rather learning to flow with it. This approach doesn't just reduce stress. It enhances your ability to make clear, thoughtful decisions because you're not clouded by anxiety over things you can't change. Take action where you can and release the need to control the rest. Remember, it's not about giving up. It's about empowering yourself to focus on what truly matters. By doing so, you build an iron mind, one that stands firm in the face of life's unpredictability, rooted in the stoic wisdom of controlling the controllable and accepting the rest. This is the path to true strength and resilience, a lesson in modern Stoicism that, once mastered, will change the way you navigate every aspect of your life. Number 9. Learn to embrace adversity. In the teachings of Stoicism, adversity is not just a part of life, it's an essential element of personal growth and development. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, famously said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." This idea resonates deeply in a world where comfort and convenience are often the ultimate goals. We've been conditioned to avoid discomfort at all costs, seeking the easiest and most painless routes through life. However, in doing so, we overlook the transformative power of adversity. Modern Stoicism teaches us that the challenges we encounter are not obstacles blocking our path. They are the stepping stones that lead us to become a better version of ourselves. Each hurdle we face is an opportunity to practice patience, develop perseverance, and test our inner resolve, building the foundation of an iron mind. Think about the story of a successful entrepreneur who endured countless failures before finally achieving his goals. He faced failed ventures, financial setbacks, and moments of profound doubt. Yet, instead of letting these adversities defeat him, he viewed each setback as a learning opportunity. Each failure offered a lesson, whether it was gaining a new skill, discovering a better way of doing things, or simply learning the art of resilience. This is what Stoic principles are all about, transforming adversity into fuel for growth. In the end, it wasn't the moments of comfort or success that defined his journey, but how he embraced and learned from the hardships along the way. This ability to not only withstand adversity, but to use it as a catalyst for personal growth, is at the heart of modern Stoicism. Let's start with small challenges. Take on tasks that push you out of your comfort zone, whether it's tackling a difficult project at work, learning a new skill, or facing a personal fear. Gradually, as you confront and overcome these challenges, you'll build resilience and develop an appreciation for the growth that comes from facing adversity head-on. Think about how often we shy away from situations that seem too difficult or uncomfortable, opting instead for the easier path. But in doing so, we miss out on the chance to grow and strengthen our character. Embracing adversity doesn't mean seeking out hardship for its own sake, but rather recognizing that when difficulties arise, they are not there to defeat us, but to teach us. They provide us with the opportunity to build our inner strength, to test our limits, and to learn more about ourselves. This is where the Stoic rules come into play, encouraging us to face challenges with courage and to see the value in the struggle. In modern life, adversity can come in many forms: career setbacks, personal losses, health challenges, or even day-to-day stress. How we respond to these situations is what defines us. By applying Stoic principles, we learn to embrace these moments rather than resist them. It's about developing an iron mind that can remain steady and strong in the face of difficulties. This mindset not only helps us navigate life's challenges more effectively, but also allows us to grow from each experience, becoming wiser and more resilient individuals. A key part of this process is practicing mindfulness in the face of adversity. Instead of immediately reacting to a challenging situation with frustration or fear, take a step back and observe it objectively. It's important to remember that embracing adversity doesn't mean downplaying the difficulties we face or pretending that everything is fine. It's about acknowledging the reality of the challenge and choosing to face it with a mindset geared toward growth. It's about understanding that true strength is not found in the absence of challenges, but in our ability to rise above them. Every setback, every struggle, is a chance to build resilience, to develop character, and to become a stronger, more capable person. How has practicing gratitude changed your perspective? Drop a quick "gratitude is power" if it's helped you find more peace in everyday life. Number 10. Practice gratitude for what you have. A fundamental aspect of modern Stoicism is the practice of gratitude, the conscious effort to appreciate what you have rather than constantly longing for what you lack. Marcus Aurelius, a pivotal figure in Stoic philosophy, wisely stated, "Do not indulge in dreams of having what you have not, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess, and then thankfully remember how you would crave for them if they were not yours." In today's fast-paced, consumer-driven world, it's easy to fall into the trap of always wanting more success, more possessions, more status. We are often led to believe that happiness lies just beyond the next achievement, the next purchase, the next milestone. However, this endless pursuit often leads us into a cycle of dissatisfaction, a feeling that no matter how much we have, it's never enough. By practicing gratitude, we shift our focus from what we lack to the abundance of what we already possess, fostering a sense of contentment and inner peace. This simple shift in perspective can transform the way we experience life. So, how can you start incorporating gratitude into your daily life? It doesn't require a grand gesture. It begins with small, consistent practices. Each morning or evening, take a few moments to reflect on the things you are grateful for. It could be as simple as acknowledging a roof over your head, the warmth of a meal, or the support of a loved one. By regularly acknowledging these blessings, you train your mind to focus on the positive aspects of your life. This isn't about ignoring your aspirations or giving up on improvement. It's about recognizing and valuing what you have now, in this moment. It's a reminder that even amidst striving for more, there is already so much to be thankful for. This practice of gratitude serves as a powerful antidote to the constant yearning for more, helping you build an iron mind that is focused on contentment rather than comparison. This shift doesn't mean you stop striving for your goals, but it allows you to do so from a place of contentment rather than desperation. When you appreciate what you have, you approach life with a sense of fullness rather than emptiness, and this changes everything about how you experience your journey. You start to see that fulfillment isn't something waiting for you at the end of the road. It's something you can cultivate along the way. Let's take a closer look at how this works in practical terms. When you start your day with gratitude, you set a positive tone that influences how you react to challenges and setbacks. Instead of focusing on what's going wrong or what you don't have, your mind is trained to seek out the good in each situation. If you face a difficult day at work, practicing gratitude helps you appreciate the opportunity to learn and grow from the experience, rather than dwelling on the stress or inconvenience it may cause. This shift in focus can significantly alter your emotional response to life's ups and downs, fostering a resilient mindset that finds peace amidst turmoil. Furthermore, gratitude encourages us to be present in our lives. How often do we rush through our days, caught up in the hustle for more, without taking the time to appreciate the moments that make life meaningful? When you practice gratitude, you slow down. You become more aware of the present, more connected to the people and experiences that bring joy and value to your life. This presence is at the heart of modern Stoicism, which teaches us to live fully and authentically in the now, rather than constantly chasing after a future ideal. By shifting your focus, you open up a new way of living, one that is not dictated by external achievements or material possessions, but by a deep appreciation for the simple yet profound blessings that fill your life every day. This practice of gratitude helps you realize that true happiness and contentment come from within. It's about how you perceive and value your life, not about accumulating more things or reaching a certain status. Gratitude, as a Stoic principle, helps us to ground ourselves in the present moment, to find satisfaction in the journey rather than just the destination. It teaches us that contentment is not about having everything we want, but about appreciating everything we have. This lesson is crucial in a world that constantly pushes us to seek more, to be more, to have more. By practicing gratitude, you embrace a more fulfilling way of living, one where the pursuit of more is replaced with a deeper appreciation of what already is. So start each day with a grateful heart. Let this simple practice guide you towards a more peaceful, content, and resilient life, embodying the Stoic lessons that lead to an iron mind. In doing so, you'll discover that the life you have is already rich with meaning and joy, waiting to be fully appreciated. These 10 life-changing Stoic lessons are more than just concepts. They're tools for transforming your daily life. By applying these principles, you can cultivate personal growth and find true happiness, even in the face of adversity. Start small. Incorporate just one of these lessons into your routine, and notice how it shifts your perspective. What Stoic principle will you focus on first? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's inspire each other on this journey. Remember, this is your life. Live it with intention and purpose.